Caring what others think is the fastest way to kill the real you. You're not in this world to be liked by everyone. You're here to live. And if you continue shrinking yourself to what people think, you'll wake up one day in a life you don't even recognize. But the second you stop caring, you'll start living for you. In this video, you'll hear 7 things I did to stop caring what others think. The first thing I did is something we rarely do. So the number 1 is I stopped judging others so I could stop caring about others judging me. One of the reasons I cared so much about what others thought of me was because I was constantly judging them. This is something we don't even realize ourselves. Little did I know that when you judge others, you're setting yourself up to feel judged in return, or at least think you're being judged. It's like a mirror. Caring about what others think is simply a reflection of the judgment we project on them. So, I stopped judging others first, and when I did, suddenly I stopped caring about what others think of me. Have you ever assumed that everyone in the world doesn't do something because you don't do it? That's exactly how it worked for me. I wasn't constantly worrying about how I was being perceived anymore because I wasn't caught up in comparing or criticizing. The more you let go of judgment, the less you care about being judged. And it gives you the freedom to just be yourself and not worry about anyone else's gaze. Number 2. I realized that caring what others think wasn't something I was born with. It was something I learned. The truth is, no one enters the world worrying about what others think. But over time, something in us changes. Have you ever noticed how you only care about something after someone reacts to it? Like when you were little and someone said, "You look so pretty in pink." So pink became your color because it felt good to be complimented and you chased more of it. Psychology calls it the approval addiction. That's when you have an intense need for validation and acceptance from others. And because it feels great to receive approval from others, you start caring and conforming to what they think. Then before you know it, you're building a whole life and identity around approval, choosing what they praise and avoiding what they don't. And just like that, you're trapped. It sounds crazy, but this is a reality that we don't even notice. We do it without realizing it. That's how we learn to care what others think. Not because it's true, but because it feels safer to be liked. But you don't have to stay trapped, and understanding this gave me my freedom back. Number 3, I stopped caring too much about not caring. Have you ever tried so hard to not care that you ended up caring even more? For a while, I was obsessed with the idea of not caring. I thought, if I stop caring about what people think, I'll be free. But the more I tried to stop caring, the more it consumed me. I became hyper-focused on not being affected by other people's opinions, which made me even more self-conscious than I was before. I was caring too much about not caring. The truth is that trying too hard to not care is still caring. So you need to let go of that pressure. Instead of obsessing over not caring, focus on living authentically, regardless of how you're perceived. And when you do that, you'll stop giving unnecessary weight to trying not to care. And when you stop caring about not caring, you will be able to do the next one, number 4. I became happy with who I am presently. The truth is, you stop caring when you start becoming truly confident in who you are. I spent so much time trying to live up to other people's standards, thinking that was the key to feeling good about myself. I believed that if I could just change this, improve that, look a little different, then I'd be perfect. But the thing is, perfection is an illusion, and constantly chasing it means you're always trying to meet someone else's idea of you, someone who is not even perfect themselves, so why should you care? Real confidence doesn't come from what others think, or what you think you should be. It comes from being okay with who you are right now, flaws and all. When I stopped focusing on fixing myself to please others, I stopped caring what others think of me. And once I embraced myself as I am, not the ideal version that I thought others wanted, I started letting go of the pressure to constantly perform. Number 5, I stopped taking criticism from people I wouldn't take advice from. Not every voice deserves a seat at your table, especially the ones that only show up to tear you down. This quote from Jim Quick was actually the turning point for me. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't go to for advice. I really started to think, if I wouldn't trust them to guide me, why do I care what they think about me? The truth is that not all feedback is true, and some of it is projection. People will throw shade to dim what they don't understand, or especially this one, what they're too afraid to be themselves. So you should filter the noise. If you wouldn't trade lives with them or trust them with your dreams, their opinion doesn't get to shape you and you don't care what they think. It's actually not pride. I think it's discernment. And it's one of the best gifts you can give yourself. Number 6, I stopped caring about what people who don't care about me think. If you're going to care what people think, at least make sure they care about you. I used to give my energy to every opinion, from strangers to critics, and even random comments. But the truth is that not everyone deserves a say in your life. No one lives in your shoes, and most people aren't actually thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves instead. So why care about what they think like it's facts? Of course, there are people in your life who love you and care for you. And yes, sometimes their thoughts come from a good place. But caring what they think doesn't mean conforming. You can value someone and still choose what you take in. You can listen and reflect, but still not have to perform or people please. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that feels fake and uncomfortable just to make them comfortable. The moment I stopped trying to please everyone, especially those who wouldn't lose sleep if I failed, was the moment I found peace. You don't need the whole world to like you. Number 7, I stopped taking people's opinions too seriously. Everyone's got an opinion, but not every opinion deserves space in your mind or your mood. I used to take every comment to heart, and it would sometimes make or break my mood. I would even overthink something as little as what I perceive as a weird look. Or if someone would disagree with me, I'd second guess everything I said. But actually, the truth is that people's opinions often say more about them than they do about you. And most of the time, they're not even thinking that hard. They're just reacting. But when you internalize other people's opinions, you give it meaning, replay it on loop, give it power, and listen carefully to this one. Suddenly, you're shrinking yourself to fit into their comfort zone. I don't take people's opinions seriously anymore. Now I ask myself, is it really that deep? Does it have to make or break me? And if not, which is 100% of the time, why am I letting their voice be louder than my own? When you stop giving every opinion power, you reclaim your power. Not everything needs to be taken to heart. Sometimes, you just need to let it pass like background noise. When you're okay with where you are today, you free yourself from the weight of caring about others' opinions. And that's when you finally accept you, for you. But if you're still stuck trying to stay safe, accepted, and invisible, the next video is your wake-up call on how the comfort zone quietly ruins your life.